Okay, so this is no shade to this individual because I don't think that this individual really knows or is not aware of what how intricate things are, or maybe they do and they're just making a joke. But I want to take this and educate you guys about astrology, right? So it says Sag here, right? First off, this is a response to my Sagittarius video for this week of January 4th to the 10th, right? Sag here, so Sagittarius here, been manifesting money since November, been out of work since October, so this better be true. Stop playing with my emotions here. I'll be expecting the money. Money face, money face, money, blah, blah, right? Astrology, when typically when people do these readings, right? The readings are when you see them online, like on TikTok or on YouTube or wherever they're at, right? They're usually general readings for the collective as a whole, the collective of that energy. Now, when they're speaking on that energy, they're speaking on all the different placements of that energy, but typically it's the rising sign of that energy, right? You could also do the sun and moon, you could do Mars and Venus, but it's and all the other ones, but it's typically the rising sign. Because the rising sign is where it shows you how or where is more usually like where you're going to experience this stuff that we're saying, right? So this is where it pays to know your natal chart. If you don't know your natal chart, you can DM me. I'm sorry, don't DM me. Send me a donation on Cash App, $ AIEINC, or Venmo me at AIEINC, and I'll be able to help you interpret it. Or you can just do the same thing and get my ebooks. Now, going back to it, because it's your rising sign, this person, I don't know, but judging based on the response and the energy behind it, they don't know their natal chart or know that the rising sign is typically how these things go, right? So they probably have a Sagittarius sun sign, right? And what that means is that at the time, location, and date of your birth, the sun was in the sign of Sagittarius, right? So when you were born, like when people say that I'm a Virgo or I'm a Sagittarius or I'm a Capricorn, the sun was in the sign of Capricorn. That's what that technically means, right? But you also have a rising sign, which is the sign that was coming up on the horizon. The horizon, like it is when you go to a beach and you look out far, that little line that goes all the way across, that's the horizon. There's a sign that's going up above the horizon at the time of your birth. That sign is more in tune with the general readings, especially my readings, but Western astrologers' readings and sometimes Vedic astrologers, depending on their practice or whatever. But that's generally what it is. It's usually your rising sign, not your sun sign. Even though you can do your sun sign, but it's different, right? The rising sign is how you're experiencing. The sun sign is what you're more conscious of. The moon sign is what you'll feel, right? It's especially internally. It's different, right? So the reasoning why you are probably doing this is because your rising sign may not be Sagittarius. Or if it is, here's another additive to this. Like I said earlier, these readings are general, right? So when you have to know your own natal chart because you, in particular, might have a Sagittarius rising, but you have Saturn in your second house or Saturn in or Saturn making a harsh angle like an inconjunct or a square or what opposition. I mean, opposition can be whatever. It's making a harsh angle to that sign. So even though the energy is positive for that house in your natal chart, the other planets in your natal chart cause issues with that house or have benefits, make it easier for that house. So Astrology is way, 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 fucking way more intricate than what people be giving credit to. And I'm not saying that this person did that because I don't know. But the way that it's said makes it seem like they don't really know enough about astrology to like they wouldn't know what I just said, right? Like it seems like most people are like that. So for the future, for those who don't know astrology, know that whenever you're seeing these readings, I know that 99.999% of people on the planet are not going to see this shit. But for those who do, and for those who got to the end, know that whenever you see these readings on TikTok or on Instagram or on YouTube or wherever it is that you're seeing them at, it's typically for your rising sign, unless they specifically say Sun, Mars, Venus, Saturn, blah, 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 right? Typically for your rising sign. So this is where it pays. This is where it's important, very important to know your rising sign. Your rising sign, depending on what astrology you talk to, what the style is, but for it's typically the more important sign because it tells you where things are happening. The rising sign is what dictates what house is where. I'm sorry, what energy is in what house. Is Sagittarius in your second house, or Sagittarius in your third house, or your fourth house, or your fifth house? That's 12 houses, right? For each of the 12 signs. And like each sign lives in each sign has a house that is comfortable in, and it might be also might be comfortable in other houses depending on the 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 element, fire, earth, water, air, or the if it's cardinal, mutable, or fixed, right? Scorpio could be comfortable in a Leo house because it's fixed, but it's still water, so it's still square the energy, but it might be comfortable in the house because it's fixed. So you have to keep that in mind, right? Or a not comfortable house. There could be an element of comfortability in the house because it's fixed. So like it's just more intricate. It's way more intricate. I know I'm yapping. I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but this is very fucking important. The details, the devil's in the details. It's important to know this if you're going to be watching these things and taking them seriously. And you can take them seriously. You just need to know what you're looking at. You can't look at football and say, why did that person tackle him, save him, he's hurting him, when that's the fucking game. Like, you're supposed to hit the motherfucker. He's supposed to go down. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're watching fighting, if the motherfucker gets kicked in the head and gets knocked out, you can't say, oh my gosh, save him. That's the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, in fighting, that might have been not a good example, but you get what I'm saying. Because you don't want people to die, for real. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's more intricate. So, I know I said a lot, but it's just more intricate. So for this person who watched the whole video, hopefully that makes sense because I made a comment under it in text form, but I wanted to make a video form because it's just a lot. It's not as simple as this, which is why in the comment I said, send me a donation for me to be able to interpret it for you specifically, because your natal chart is like your celestial thumbprint. Nobody else on the planet has your natal chart because nobody else on the planet was born at the time, location, and date of your birth. Even if you have a twin, because they're born seconds after you, you're not born at the same time. It's just still different, right? So that being said, hopefully that makes sense, and peace out.